All right, what is going on, UTM26s? How are you all doing today? Welcome back to I guess we'll call it the second episode of the new series we're going to be doing on potential new game modes for Splatoon 2. And as you can tell by the title, we're going to be talking about Search and Destroy. Excuse me. If you don't know what Search and Destroy is, it's a game mode that's in Call of Duty. I'd probably say it's like their staple game mode. And basically, two bomb sites, an attacking team, a defending team. Attacking team is trying to plant the bomb and defend it so it detonates. Defending team trying to obviously not let the team plant, but if they do plant, defuse the bomb before the time expires. You also see basically the same game mode. Well, no, it plays the exact same, just the games are different. In Counter-Strike, I think they just call it competitive. I don't think there's actually a formal name for it. There could be, and I could just be wrong, but I don't know of it if there is one. So basically, I don't see Search and Destroy as very likely simply because the fact that we have symmetrical maps. It sort of almost makes the maps too balanced, and it's just, for especially something that's supposed to be round based, it would become almost like, it would just sort of become a stall fest, basically like competitive turf war, and you'd just be waiting for, you just try to build up specials, force your way onto the bomb site, get a plant, and then wait that out. So that's why I don't think it's very realistic. But with that being said, because we're talking hypotheticals anyways, if we were to see Search and Destroy on this map, I would say your best spots are probably over here and over here, simply because, like, those are spots where they're covered decently, and that's another issue with Splatoon, is because the maps tend to be smaller, there's really big sight lines. So, like, you can spot from grates, you can spot this bomb site, and you can get a good look at anyone coming through mid. Like, you're literally covering 3/4 of the map from one spot. It's just a little unfair. But okay, again, and so just to sort of play hypotheticals here, I would put them somewhere over here. Again, it's maybe even behind the wall, but the problem is that with that, you can literally, someone defending could camp there and just pre-fire or pre-aim you. And it would obviously then favor the map to the side where that couldn't happen, which, if you were attacking from this side, would obviously be this side, where you could even come down here and get a sneak plant, and literally you could probably sit, like, some long range. You could sit a 96 cal here, pretend it's a wall, throw a wall, and pre-fire this. It's a reason why I don't think it would work that well. Also, the flanks are very predictable. Well, I don't know. It's just the fact that the maps are, like, there's a lot of things that Splatoon wouldn't really work for something that is this single life non-respawn type of game. But again, I would put them here. I don't know. I think it would become very much a stall fest. You'd really be looking to just build your specials and try to coordinate and break into the bomb site. Now, another mode from Call of Duty that I could see a little bit more realistic is Demolition. Demolition is basically the same game, but it's a respawn. So the team attacking has to detonate both bombs, where the other team just does the same thing. We just try to keep them from doing that. And it plays with a pretty similar time limit to the 5 minutes that Splatoon uses already. So I could see it being a little bit more likely. I guess, again, the one thing that I really could see going against it is the fact that you just, like, these maps, very small, just all the same issues, simply because just the maps aren't really built for that type of game mode. Excuse me. But yeah, I see Demolition being a little bit more likely. And for Demolition, I think 3 bomb sites could be a little bit better. Maybe, like, if it was wall, I'd put a third one in the middle here, simply because it would force teams to be a little bit more spread out. And because generally in Demolition, you attack as a team to one bomb site, and so that would allow you to potentially, like, you could split up. You could maybe, like, you could split up, attack, like, fake attack 2 bomb sites, and then obviously then coordinate and push one as a team, trying to find their weak spots. Maybe figure out which bomb site they only have one watching, which it would probably be mid every time. But yeah, so I don't know. I think Demolition does have a little bit more likeliness to it. But either way, let's move on to the next map. All right, and we are back here on Moray. And I realized I forgot to mention this in the first map, but in case you don't know why we are doing these specific maps that we are doing, we're doing these because the maps that we're doing, I realize I've said maps a lot, and it's all right. Just moving on. The three maps that got voted into the final Splatfest were Moray, Walleye, and Kelp. And since we've already seen Moray returns, we've always seen that Moray is returning. There's speculation that the other two could also return. So this map, Moray, is a little bit more difficult because while it is still symmetrical, obviously getting to your zone is fast. Like this team can get to their zone faster than this team can get to the other team's zone, obviously. So there is a little bit, and I think that actually makes this better because I would place one bomb either in the zone here or back here somewhere, or up an overlook. I don't really, I don't know, it'd be interesting. I feel like in the zone's a little bit better. I also think it's a little bit more exposed, so potentially not there. And then also I might put one right in this area, maybe open this up a little bit more, and put one there, because the reason I like those spots is because they're close enough where the defense is going to be able to beat the attacking team to those spots, but they're close enough to both where it would be a good contest. And obviously, if there was to be a third one, I think you do just put it right in the middle of the map. Actually, maybe not. Okay, that being said, if there were three, I'm actually changing my mind on the fly here. I would leave one in zone and then move one all the way up here. And I would leave the spawn there up all the way up top as well. Not like how we moved it for when we did the CTF video. So to recap, one bomb on underplat somewhere in this area. Another one either back here in the zone basically. And if there were to be a third one, I would put it over where we put the flag, which is behind this inflatable or on this inflatable, somewhere in there. So yeah, I think this map actually has a lot more potential to be a good search and destroy / demolition map than Walleye does, simply because of just how Walleye is designed and built. So yeah, let's move on to Kelpdom, and I'll see you guys back in 1 second. All right, and we are back for the third and final map of this episode / video. I don't know, whatever you want to call it. Doesn't really make a difference. So either way, Kelpdom's another tough one, simply because a lot of you have this area, which is pretty easily controlled by this team, because they just have better sight lines to it, and I think it's faster access. I don't know, it's probably pretty close, and so that's really the only other, obviously the other garden, and then this would be your other neutral area, which is mid, which is not really where you want to place a bomb. So with that being said, I would place the first one here, and the reason that is because teams do have this ramp, and so they could have, you could throw a lot of bombs onto it to break, but I don't know. I don't really see, this would be a really bad bomb site. And then in this one might be even worse. The bomb sites on this map I'm not a huge fan of, but I really just couldn't think of anything else, unless you were to place them here, and then you really couldn't have the jump up, whatever you want. Yeah, jump up. I think that's what I would call it. Second place would be right here, which might be even worse. And obviously it makes no sense, because if the only place to come over bridge, but I would keep the box that's here in tower control so you can jump over, so teams would have a pretty safe way to get into this bomb site. And obviously, you can still throw bombs onto it and everything. So it's not a bad spot. I think that one, actually, I kind of like that one a little bit more. So I don't know. I just feel like that one's a little bit safer, because then you could just quickly get out with the ramp, and you could sit players on the box to watch it. I don't know. And then if it was to be a third bomb site for demolition, I would put it here. But yeah, so that's going to do it all for the map. But I also kind of just want to talk about the reality of a search and destroy. I think the way Splatoon is built, I don't see search and destroy being necessarily used per se, I guess. I don't know why I said, either way, moving on. I could potentially, again, I think, and then with continuing on from that, a one-life game mode in general may not really suit Splatoon, especially because of how specials work. Obviously, it would be like round based. Like you would have to win more than one round. You wouldn't just attack once. But with how quickly you can get specials because of special charge, you could theoretically have your special every single round. If the map, assuming the map reset, because it would. So like, could you imagine a Zimmy just running a ton of special charge? I don't know why I'm trying to do that jump. And literally just every single time having a bubble to get onto bomb site with. Like, it would be a little insane. So yeah, so that's why I don't really know if a single life game mode would really work with Splatoon. But I don't know, tell me what you guys think in the comments below. Thank you guys so much for watching. Obviously, if you enjoyed, please remember to click that like button, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye!